Good morning. Good morning, Kat. We
Hello,
just
Kat.
connected
Hello,
yesterday.
Tammy. Hello, Monica. Hello.
Kat, Monica, where are you guys
Carissa.
from? Good morning, you guys. So today is all about female empowerment, but we're gonna speak some truth, as we always do.
That doesn't mean that, gentlemen, you have to leave.
Yes.
Because if you associate with women in any way, this is all good information.
Exactly. So raise your emoji hand.
Raise your cup of coffee.
If you've ever struggled to not just get to your goal weight, but to maintain that. Raise your emoji hand or give us an emoji that would best describe it.
Monica said Toronto.
Ooh, 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 ooh. I love it. We're starting to get a lot of Canadians in the
I
house.
know. What's up? I think it's the Nikki Johnson and the Alex Normandy.
Tomorrow.
They don't hear their accent.
I love it.
Yesterday,
I love it.
I had a conversation with a Canadian, and I was like, "Where are you from?" She's like, "Originally from Canada," and I'm like, "I heard it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know that throughout the first half basically of my weight loss journey has just been an entire roller coaster. And for one,
That's how roller coasters
I
go.
was never.
Let's go on it together. Ready? We're gonna go that. Wait, you have to go the same way. Okay, you go that way. Ready? Woo! That is not what it feels like to be on a weight loss journey, though. Yay!
It's for the first 2 minutes, and then it's like, exactly. So I know that for the longest time in my weight loss journey, for one, I was never able to get to my goal. And it's only after I got the tools that I needed that enabled me to get to my goal that I was actually able to sustain it. How about you?
Oh yeah, same. And I think for pretty much anybody who is over the age of 30 for sure. I mean, this is a generalization, but I would say most likely any female, especially over the age of 30, who is still on a weight loss journey, has struggled in the way that we are describing, in one form or another. And it doesn't matter if you want to lose 5 pounds or if you want to lose 100 pounds. The struggle is still the same. And yes, there are differences, but the concepts and the mindset is all the same. And when you look at yourself in the mirror, it's still the same. It doesn't matter how much weight you want to lose. It's all the same in our minds. And we're never happy until we reach, right? Like, I'll be happy when. And I'm going off on a tangent right now, but it's good. Like, we love self-love and women empowerment and all of that. And so it is good to love where you're at in your journey now, even if it's not the destination that you want to achieve, but to be okay with wanting to change. I think there's a lot of negative stigma around wanting to change your body. But look, if you look in the mirror and it doesn't make you happy, then change it. You should. If you look at your bank account and your finances doesn't make you happy, you should change it. Because there are certain things in life that bring us happiness, external, yes, and validation is one of them from a physical standpoint and what you look at. And to be honest, how people treat you makes us feel a certain way. And I will just say, if you're new to our community, there's been an influx of people who have come into our community lately. And if you're new, you're going to know right away that we're very real and very raw. And we tell a lot of truth, which is what people need to hear, but sometimes it stings. And I'll say, we get treated differently when we look healthier and when we look more fit. As a species, as a human species. People treat you differently when you look better. And what is better? Better is what's pleasing to the eye, what looks like you have your shit together, what looks like you take care of yourself, which looks like you care about yourself. And all of those things are translated into a body that is fit.
But I think that that's why we all care to look a certain way. Like, I'm sure that we all have, like, you know, a different expectation with what an ideal body looks like.
Absolutely.
However, we all do strive to get to that because, and please give me like a hell yes if you agree that you are striving to, you know, achieve your ideal body, because we know that, you know, whenever we come in contact with a person for the first time, you know, like, honestly, like, we're no different than dogs, right? Like, when our pup like sees another dog for the first time, like, they look at each other and then they go sniff their butts. Like, yeah,
check them out.
Yeah, like, you know, like, we might not sniff each other's butts, and I'm kind of glad that we don't. But you know,
socially unacceptable.
But like we have our own way of judging somebody.
Yeah, it goes like this.
Yeah, or even if you're like, so like whether you're on a date, whether you're about to interview somebody, whether you're walking into an interview, or whether it's just on Facebook, like,
or walking down the street, walking past somebody,
or even on dating sites, like, you know how many times I've heard from dudes especially that certain girls like put a picture of themselves that's from 10 years ago, like from back in the day when they used to look their best, because we are physical creatures.
When they looked away, I think here's what it comes to.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off, sorry.
that's fine.
It's when we say look your best, it's not even a look your best. It's look the way that makes you
proud.
Feel the best.
Yeah.
Right? It's confidence. When you walk into a room and you're scared and you're hiding because you don't like what you look like, and you think that when you walk in the room, everybody's going to see what you see when you look at yourself naked in the mirror, which is not even real. You see that, and you're your own worst critic, and we always will be, and it's forever.
Yeah.
But when you walk into the room feeling like you want to hide because you don't want people to see what you are personally ashamed about, you walk into that room differently, and energy is bold and people can feel it. So people pull away from an insecure energy. But when you walk into the room like you're a boss, not in an arrogant way, but just like head held high, shoulders back, like confident AF, you attract a different energy.
Especially if you're a female. I mean, yeah, with dudes too, but like I'm not a dude, so like I haven't experienced it myself, but I experienced my life being fat, and I experienced my life being really fit, and I know that I never want to go back to the old way, because for one, I never wanted to leave the house because I was so ashamed. And I know that we're all stuck at home right now.
There's definitely been events.
But still, like, you know, I mean, I'm sure that, like, Kat, for example, like when I messaged you yesterday, like, you know, you didn't know who I was, and to be quite honest, I didn't know who you were, but I saw a post that you made and I wanted to help. And I know that based off of my profile picture, and, you know, I seem like you'd be able to trust what I said. Now, what if I look differently? You probably wouldn't even respond.
True.
And that's
visual.
And that's just the truth, because we're visual creatures and we all judge one another each and every day. You know, like, we're all on Facebook. I want you to think about each and every female in the group. I know that you've been friend requested by at least one male in your life who seemed like a creeper. Did you accept him or no?
Or maybe you did, then he became a creeper, and then you blocked him.
Right.
Yeah, but confidence comes with living inside a physical, visual body that you're confident about. And a lot of times that means you got to lose some pounds, baby. That's okay. Like, there should be no shame in wanting to change the way that you look, if it makes you feel better about you. Now, there's a difference between wanting to change the way that you look for the benefit of somebody else, because it doesn't come from within, and you'll fail forever because it's not for you. But yes, we are visual creatures. And so, and who said it? Monica, I think, said, and I love how just straightforward it was. I think, I will not go out with a fat guy, bottom line. Here's the thing. In shape men will not go out with fat women. Here's the thing. It's not mean. It's a fact, because when your body is a display of your habits. And if your habits don't align with this person's habits, this person's not going to want to date this person, right? We can tell, I can see, right? This goes on another topic, but like, which we already talked about, can you be healthy and overweight? That was a different discussion that we had. But the fact is that when you see somebody, let's say you're in a fit body, and you see somebody who's not in a fit body, you have no desire to be with that person. There's always exceptions, by the way, but most of the time you don't have a desire to interact with that person in any way other than acquaintance or light friend, because that person seems to be not into what you're into.
Right.
And
you
so
live a different lifestyle.
Right. And so, and it's not that any person, I'll say this forever, no one person is better than another person. There's happy people and there's unhappy people. There's people who take action and there's people who don't. There's people who take responsibility for themselves and know that wherever they're at in life is a reflection exactly of the choices that they've made. And there are people who make excuses and accept when life just happens to them, right? We have these differences, and it doesn't mean that this person's better than this person. It means that we're in different places at different points in our journey, and some just don't align. So if somebody doesn't get along with you, it's because you just don't align. That's okay. It's not that one person's better than another. Because I'm more fit than Rebel Wilson doesn't mean I'm better than her. Because she's a better actress than me doesn't mean she's better than me, right? It's like we all have our differences, and we're all geniuses in one way or another. You have to find your crowd, and you got to go with your crowd. And if you want to change, you got to stick with the people who are living the change that you want, which is probably why you're here and why we're so grateful.
Amen.
That you're here.
Amen.
And that was a long tangent.
So, so far we covered the fact that, yes, we're physical creatures, and, if you are living a healthy, fit lifestyle, then you're a lot less likely to gravitate to somebody who doesn't seem like they do. So now...
And on the contrary, if you want to attract somebody who lives a healthy, fit lifestyle, you also know inside, you're like, I need to do that. I need to be that to attract that.
Yeah.
So now,
while you're on your journey, okay, like, this is something that we always say, this is a journey, not a destination. It's something that you're going to realize in your journey, like after you've got to your goal weight, that, the pot of gold always gets farther and farther away. Because once, let's say you weigh 180 and your goal right now is to weigh 140. Cool. Once you get to 140, you will find that you will have a new goal. It's not like, okay, I got there and this is it. It's like, now you'll wanna do different things. Like, you'll probably wanna start like getting more defined and like have a six pack and that sort of thing. And I'm saying this from my own experience in my journey. Like, where I was 8 years ago, I just hoped and prayed that I will not be fat anymore. Okay. And now, like, I'm lean, and I would say that, for an average female, like, I'm very muscular, but like, for me, it's like, I want to have like a defined 8-pack. Like, that is my goal. It's like, it'll always, keep on moving forward and forward. However, something that's super important is, I like to call, this is something that I teach all my students, and I tell them, this is the concept of what I like to call humble and hungry. So you have to be humbled with how far you've come, but you have to stay hungry for what's next. Like, don't just be in a constant state of hunger, because that is not sustainable. And that's what we want to talk about today. So it doesn't matter whether you're at in your journey, whether you're just like, okay, like I'm really new to this group. I like my focus right now is pure weight loss, or whether you've already reached your goal weight and you just want to keep on getting more defined and getting better. Or maybe like your body is already goals, but you're like, I'm just ready for more, right? Like it doesn't matter where you are. Humble and hungry should be a concept that each and every one of you who are listening right now should apply. However, what I'm trying to get at with that is it doesn't matter where you're at. Something that's really important to acknowledge is how far you've come. When it comes to...
Say it again. Preach.
It doesn't matter where you're at. Something that's really important to acknowledge is how far you've come, right? I want to give a shout out to one of my old clients, Anne, who just jumped in the room. Good morning, Anne. You know, so like a great example with Anne, like when we started training together years ago, like, you know, I'm sure that Anne is not where she wants to be yet, right? But she knows that she's already so much farther than when she was before we started training together.
Are we ever where we really want to be?
We're never going to be where we want to be, especially if you have a growth mindset.
Satisfaction requires motion. And I don't mean motion in like physically moving your body. Satisfaction requires continuous improvement. We are satisfied and we are happy when we are productive, when we have purpose, when we're moving towards a goal. And if there is no goal and we're not moving towards anything, we get depressed. As human beings, like we need purpose. We need something to do. How many people lost their jobs and they're like, now it's just like, I don't want to be like morbid or sad or anything about this, but I'm sure the depression level has gone up. Sarit has said like, there's probably going to be a lot more suicides as the economy like goes down. And it's just facts about how it is, but you get to decide your purpose. You get to choose, what am I aiming for? No matter what is happening around us, which we have zero control over except for your own damn self, you control how you respond, what you do, how you behave, the decisions that you make, how you act, how you treat people, how you decide to move forward is your choice. Are you going to show up, or are you going to sit on a couch, cover yourself up with a blanket and hope that it just goes away? You know, so what was the point of this? Oh, motion. Like satisfaction requires motion. We say, I'll be happy when. It's not I'll be happy when. It's I need satisfaction in progressive forward motion. We fail to recognize how far we've come. And so we get down about how far we have to still go. Guess what? You always want to go forward. So not that we like to look at what's behind us, because it's behind us, but to acknowledge where you're at and where you were so that you understand, look at the progress I've made. Good, awesome. Let me keep going forward.
And this is just 2 cents from my own personal journey for anybody, and I think that a lot of women can relate to that, who have struggled or still struggles with the comparison.
You did it yesterday.
I did it yesterday, and
I told
I had to talk it out. But if you ever had a comparative syndrome where you compare yourself to others, then this is going to crush you, and here's why. In a
negative connotation, there's some comparison that's healthy and helpful and motivating. There's comparison that you know is destructive.
Right.
And that's what we're talking about.
Because we're all at a different point in our journey, okay? Some of us have been at it for 1 week. Some of us have been at it for 1 month. Some of us have been at it for 1 year. Some of us have been at it for 1 decade. If you're just getting started, or even if you've been at it 1 year, like don't try to compare your body to somebody who's been doing it for 10 years. And we see that happening with social media so much. And I think that's why, like there was a study earlier on this year with, teenagers suicide rate and correlation of social media, right? And the comparative syndrome that it causes, especially for young girls, because they compare themselves to women who have been doing whatever for a much longer time, right? So they think that, because we live in the Amazon era too, like we think that we can, if we're ready to make a change, then we're going to be able to overcome everything by next week. Look, just because you're ready to doesn't mean that it's going to happen. Change takes a really, really long time. Change takes weeks and months and years. And change requires extreme consistency over time. Okay? So now, it's really important to acknowledge, regardless of where you're at in your journey, that, you need to leave your ego at the door, because at some point in our journey, at least once per week, it doesn't matter how good you are, there's going to be a little voice inside your head.
This is the bottom line of today's topic. We always go on tangents, but this is the bottom line of today's topic. Yeah,
there's going to be a point, and it's going to happen to you at least once a week. Like if your ego is still is dominant in your life, then it's going to happen multiple times a day, where you will try to compare yourself to somebody else, or you will be unsatisfied with where you're at. This is the number one reason why people who have tried to lose weight haven't reached it, because their ego gets in the way. Something happens throughout the week, they slip and fall. Look, here's what's guaranteed. We're all going to slip. And it doesn't matter how experienced you are. That's just the reality of it. Situations like the coronavirus right now is a perfect example, because it goes to show you how vulnerable we all are. It doesn't matter what's in your bank account, how old you are, what gender you are. We're all susceptible to the same thing. Okay? So now, it's really important to acknowledge that, whenever that devilish voice inside your head says, man, you see this girl's photo who literally just started working out at the same time as you are, and she's already ripped with six pack, and you're like, man, I only lost 5 pounds. And then you want to beat yourself up, and
instead of saying, I already lost 5 pounds, it's the way you say it. It's the story in your head.
How many of you guys can relate to it? I'm telling you this, that I had that happen to me last night, and I'm almost 10 years in my journey.
If you've been struggling with achieving a body that makes you feel the most confident, you can walk into a room and and feel the way that you want to feel. You can put on a swimsuit and feel awesome about yourself or whatever. If you've been struggling with that for more than 5 years, give me one of these emojis. Does everybody know what that is?
Yeah.
This means Jesus save me.
Or amen. Thank you.
But I want you to think inside your head right now, any person who has achieved a success that you admire, whether it's financial, whether it's physical, whether it is in relationships, whether it is they're famous or they've achieved something that you admire and you wish to also achieve some degree of. Think about those people, and I want you to understand that those people don't get that success by going extreme for a short period of time. Take Warren Buffett, for example. He did not get rich by investing in the stock market one time and then all of a sudden he has all this money. He did small things. He was patient. He did them consistently. He educated himself. He surrounded himself with other people who knew the realm in which he wanted to be successful. He took small actions over time that compounded over years.
And because of the timing of this, he wasn't distracted when crisis happened, like situations like this.
Yeah.
A real life pro, does not let any external disaster challenge their level of success.
Along with disaster, any other distraction.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Take let's say, you're doing something and you're making progress, and then all of a sudden Mr. Keto comes along. Hey, try me. Okay. I lose a bunch of weight. I'm over it. I hate it. I gain all the weight back. Distraction, right? If you're doing something that works, keep doing the something that works, even if it's in small incremental changes. The topic of this was ego and not comparing yourself really to other people, or letting that like nasty 3-letter word ego steal your goals.
And it will every single time in every aspect of life.
Can we read some comments?
Yeah,
we've already
please.
gone for quite a while, and I see a bunch of stuff coming in. We love you guys. Thank you for commenting. We might not actually know what you're referring to at this point, but
Catch from Texas. Shannon, where are you from? Eric, where are you from?
Hit it too many times. Good morning. Kayla, Laura, Michael. Got the alert late. I think no, I believe 100% only those who bash our efforts to want more money or a better body, who are fat, lazy, and broke are, I believe 100% only those bash our efforts want more money or better body.
I don't really get that.
I don't either.
But
I think it's the concept of hate me because you ain't me. Maybe like not being satisfied in themselves, so wanting to put other people down. Maybe I noticed that too. I get smiled at way more when I'm eating right and fixing my hair and such. It's true, right? We're physical, visual creatures. We judge. It doesn't matter. And it's not that judgment is bad. Judgment is a part of our human nature. Judgment is normal.
Yeah.
What way do you want to be judged is basically how it goes. I'm going to have it before I'm 50. The 6-pack? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I haven't gotten that look in a while. I will not want to go. Oh, yeah. Okay. Deep down, no one feels well. No one loves themselves fat, unhealthy, or out of shape, or unhealthy. Right. And
it's true.
There's the whole movement of like, I don't even know, but it's like basically bigger girls trying to say like, love yourself as you are, like fat and happy. Like it's not a thing. When you go to bed with yourself at night, and there are exceptions always, like I said, like there are few individuals, I think that Lizzo is one of them, where you can be fat and happy.
Lizzo
few exceptions. However, your life is shorter.
I still want to train Lizzo.
I want to train Melissa McCarthy and Rebel Wilson. Sadly, many guys are out of shape, so it's not just the girls that show up squishy in real life. No, it's everybody.
Yeah.
It totally is everybody.
Yep.
Jeanette, when I was over 200 pounds, I walked and looked down and wore clothes that were big that would hide the fat. You're trying to hide from the world. You can't. It's called a hermit. Now that I'm in shape, I walk with my head high, my shoulders back, and wear clothes that I can show off the muscle definition.
Amen.
Yeah, you got it.
And there's no better feeling than that, knowing that you have overcome it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I don't take advice from someone I wouldn't emulate.
Amen.
Yeah.
Honor to have you in our group, Kat.
Thank you. Thanks for the shoulders back tip. I forget that sometimes. Great. Sometimes it's open heart. Now it's like, look at me, world. Yeah. Best feeling is high school reunion in the last 5 years. Yes.
Yes.
You want to show up to your high school reunion when you look like a boss, when your career is on fire, when you, right? You want to show off. Like, it's our ego, right? It's the positive side that motivates and inspires us to do better. But people are like, wait, weren't you the fat kid? Look at me now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the opposite is also true. If I didn't go to any of my reunions because I really don't care to spend time with those people. Sorry if you're watching this, but I have things I need to do. So if I don't talk to you on a regular basis, I'm not going to go out of my way to then be like, oh, hey, and then make small talk. It's just not a thing. So there's that. But also, when you don't feel awesome and you felt awesome in high school, you want everybody to continue to see you as the awesome you were in high school that you're not now. Mm-hmm. Right? So it goes both ways.
Monica's bringing up a really good point. Like, the farther along in your in your continuum, the more definite you're going to be about what it is that you want in life in general. Like, totally. Boundaries. Like, Monica, this is a beautiful example because you have to read what she said. She said, I work very hard to have wellness and fitness, and I will not drag dead weight along. It's true. It's like you have a boundary. You're like, if this is not in alignment with my work ethic and my lifestyle, like I will not tolerate it, because you get what you tolerate. Absolutely. Awesome, Monica. Love that. Julia also brought up she said, you seek in other people what you want or what you want to be / are. We're visual assets people. It's human for sure. Yeah. Like, amen. We are attracted to familiarity. Yeah. And we familiarize ourselves with who we are or what we want to become. Then we're attracted to what that is. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I also think there's not a lot in common into so drastic lifestyles. Agreed. Absolutely. 100%. And the person will most likely not have the same commitment. Yep. Active lifestyle most important to us. Tammy, I had a long list when I started dating. Many were physical, lifter, runner, fit, or at the top. Yeah, you are what you are around. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's not better or worse, but eventually you need to coexist and strive together. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I agree. And that's why we're here, is to lift people up. I have dated guys with extra in the past, and all without exception over time became resentful when they decided they didn't want to continue becoming healthier and fitter. Yep. Yeah. That's why we always say, like, and we see this in our transformation program so often. It's like relationships either become stronger because whoever has gone through our transformation helped to level up, their significant other. Shout out to Laura Lane, who's in the house. Or it goes the other way around. Like, you realize that you've evolved so much, and it's like, it feels like the other person is just not going to the top with you. So you're just like, okay, I'm just need to do me. And it's a part of evolving. And that's why it's really important to make sure that, like, you are set with your boundaries. But I think that this leads us to another topic that we should have another day. There's so much going on here. Wait. Wow. What? There's just so much. And as this group gets bigger, we apologize if we don't get to your comments. It takes quite a while to go through. We will literally be on this live for more time. That would keep you excited if we went through every single one of these. But Julia, glad your life has improved because you decided you wouldn't allow anyone in your life who wouldn't inspire positive growth. Yep, environment is everything. Environment is everything, for sure. Wow. Woo. Amazing. So just a couple of things to just quickly recap everything that we talked about. So we're all at a different part of our journey, okay? However, it doesn't matter like how far you've come or how far you have to go. what's really important is to acknowledge what you've done so far. Okay? Because if you cease to accept that and to acknowledge that, you're never going to be able to keep on moving forward, because you will always compare yourself to somebody else, and you will always end up going back to square one. So remember that.
Or you'll always just think, oh, I still have this far to go. Acknowledge how far you've come, and then just look at the next step. Don't look 12 steps ahead.
Yeah.
Just acknowledge, feel proud, look at the next step. If you need some action steps, or if you feel stuck, or if you gave me one of these emojis when I asked you to, please reach out, send us a message. We'll do our best to figure out what we can give you or send you, or another video we can point you in the direction of that can help. We're here to serve you, and we're on a mission to transform the lives of millions of people. And it sounds esoteric, but believe it, because it's going to happen. And if you stay part of our crew, you can say, I remember when they said that, and now it's happening, and that's awesome, and I know them. Woo, go me. Through the same movement, nutrition, and lifestyle habits that have transformed our lives. So thank you so much for being with us. Because of you, this is happening. And our dream is to be helping thousands of people on a daily basis to make positive impact and positive change on their health state, their physical state, and their mental state.
Their human experience state. And in order to help to improve that, because of everything that's going on with the coronavirus, tomorrow we have a very special interview with an extremely high performer, Richard Dolan. He is the financial advisor for incredibly successful people, some of which you definitely have heard of before, like President Barack Obama, Donald Trump,
LeBron James,
Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres. He's going to be on our show tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about how to start over during the economic crisis that's happening due to the coronavirus. This is definitely an episode that you don't want to miss out, and you'll only be able to watch it in this group. So now, if you know anybody who will benefit from it, I mean, honestly, everybody will, then this is a perfect time, because we also have a community builder challenge happening right now, and we want to reward you for taking your time to invite people so that you, for one, can make a bigger impact, and for helping us to make a bigger impact by really helping to spread an incredible message that Richie will share tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Okay, so community builder challenge.
First and second place prizes this time. We normally do a first place prize. The first place is getting the immune boost from X Endurance, which is something that every single person should be taking right now anyways. If you want to do your part for the community and you want to keep yourself healthy, then the X Endurance immune boost is necessary. So reach out if you're interested in that. And then their first place is also getting a 30-minute lifestyle audit, kind of like a coaching strategy call with us. Second place is getting the lifestyle audit.
Okay.
So for whoever is inviting the most friends, we are keeping a tally on who is where.
Who invited the most friends so far, just so that we can give some people an idea of what's happening. Because I want to
Tammy and Kayla.
How many people?
Tammy, Jarrett, and Kayla are at the top.
On average, how many people did they invite? Like over 100 each, right?
Oh, I don't know, because not all of them had said.
Oh,
so we're still going through them. They kind of sit in a queue for a little while, and I still actually have to go through more. But we had a total of almost 400 invites yesterday.
Yeah.
So
just to give you guys an idea of what it takes for you to, let's say, invite 100 people so that you can be in the lead with Tammy and Kayla. I want this competition to be good, honestly. Like right now, it's still too easy. 100 people, it takes you honestly less than 2 minutes to just invite. Like, you know, we really want to reward you guys, but let's, you know, show Richie what we're capable of bringing together as a community so that, you know, we can really help to spread the message and, you know, provide information to all the people who need to hear what he's going to be sharing with us tomorrow. Regardless, We thank you for showing up today. If you want to keep on showing up, we'll be even more grateful if you invite your people. If not, that's totally cool. We'll still be here for you.
Shannon asked where she can find our videos. You can go to our YouTube channel, Erin and Sarit, or you can scroll through the Facebook group page and you'll just see the latest videos that we've done.
How about the unit section?
They went away with it. There's no unit section.
There's no unit section.
Maybe
anymore.
there is. I have the new platform, and I don't have access to unit section. We were putting them all in one place, and I can no longer see them, which is very frustrating for me. But we've been uploading them to YouTube so that you can find them in an easy place. So all the latest ones are on YouTube. Some really old videos that we've done were on YouTube, which I'm embarrassed about, but that's okay. I leave them up because it shows the journey.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much. We love you. We will see you tomorrow. Same time, 6:30.
Yes, tomorrow the interview will take place in our Zoom room. So please make a note, okay?
Put it in your calendar right now.
Put it in your calendar at 6 a.m. I will put out the Zoom link in the group page so that you'll be able to get into the Zoom room. Also, if you're in our email list, then you will get an email where you basically won't even have to enter the Facebook group, and all you'll have to do is click in the Zoom room. If you're like, oh shit, they don't have my email, then feel free to message it to Erin today. Okay?
6:30 a.m. Pacific time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So you'll want to go to our page just a few minutes before that, because the link is going to be on the Facebook group page for you to join the Zoom call.
Yeah.
And you can see everybody's face, or you can hide your face if you want. Either way.
Yeah. Cool, you guys. We hope you have a beautiful day, and we